Gas prices in the Philippines always change on a Tuesday morning. Not Monday, not Wednesday, but a Tuesday. And that tiny detail reveals something most drivers don't realize. The price you pay isn't actually decided in the Philippines. It's decided in Singapore.
We already know that gas prices are going to go up.
Oil and natural gas prices are surging.
This is an ongoing situation.
Gas prices could increase 10 to 30 cents.
You pull up in a gas station and the price is up again. It is incredibly frustrating. We see a headline about a conflict thousands of miles away, and suddenly, filling up your sedan in Manila costs a small fortune. It feels random. It feels like we are just at the mercy of whatever gas station owners decide to charge us that week. But how does that actually happen? Who physically connects the dots between a war zone and your local Petron, Shell, or Caltex? Today, we are looking at the hidden machine that dictates Philippine oil prices. We are going to answer the questions that drive everyone crazy. Why does the gas station charge you more for oil they already bought weeks ago? Are we actually running out of fuel? And what is the secret reason the price always changes on a Tuesday? To understand the price at your pump, you have to look here, the Middle East. When conflict erupts like the recent escalations involving Iran, the global energy market completely freaks out. And it's not just because oil wells might be destroyed, it's about geography. To be specific, geopolitics. It is about how the oil physically gets from the desert to the Philippines. This tiny stretch of water is the Strait of Hormuz. It is essentially the world's most important traffic jam. Roughly 20% of the entire world's oil passes through this one narrow choke point. When war threatens this exact stretch of water, everything stops. Ships get delayed. The insurance companies that cover these massive tankers see a war zone, and their premiums skyrockets. The global supply chain instantly bottlenecks. When that happens, the world panics. Traders see the delay and worry that there won't be enough oil available for tomorrow. Because of that fear, with the recent escalation, global benchmark oil prices like Brent crude shot past $100 a barrel, sometimes hitting $115. That is a massive shock to the system. And because the Philippines import always all of its oil, we feel the shockwave immediately. And to explain everything further, we have to go back to 2019. And who else can explain this better but one of my favorite channels, Vox.
Strait of Hormuz. Dozens of oil tankers pass through here daily, each carrying up to 84 million gallons of oil. This flow of oil represents 20% of the world's supply. A former Iranian prime minister even referred to this passage as the jugular of the global economy. But these ships and this narrow strip of ocean are caught in the middle of a struggle between the US and Iran, one that has the potential to escalate and to choke the global economy in the process.
So if the ships are stuck in the Middle East, how long does the oil supply in the Philippines will last? Is the Philippines actually running out of gas? Should you be lining up with plastic jugs to hoard fuel right now? No, because of how the system is built. Here is the data. The Philippine government does not leave our fuel supply entirely up to chance. The Department of Energy legally forces oil companies to maintain what is called a minimum inventory requirement. They are required by law to keep a buffer in case of a global emergency. And right now, sitting safely in massive storage tanks across the country like places like Batangas and Manila, we have about 50 to 60 days worth of fuel already on hand. We have the physical liquid. Specifically, we have roughly 51 days of gasolines, 50 days of diesel, and almost 68 days of kerosene. We are not running dry anytime soon. The problem isn't the quantity of the liquid. The problem is how the liquid is priced once it gets to your local station. This is the part that makes people the most angry. You're at the pump. You know for a fact that the gas going into your car has been sitting in the station's underground tank for weeks. The gas station bought it before the war started. They bought it when it was cheap. So why are they charging you the new expensive wartime price? Shouldn't they just raise the price later once the new expensive shipment actually arrives? It feels like a massive ripoff, but it's a standard economic mechanism called replacement cost accounting. In the Philippines, we have a deregulated oil market. That means oil companies don't price their fuel based on what they paid for in the past. They price it based on what it will cost to replace it in the future. Think about it like this. The station owner has a tank full of cheap gas, but they just look at the news and saw that their next shipment is going to cost twice as much. If they sell you that old stock today at the old cheap price, their cash register won't have enough money in it to afford the new, highly expensive shipment arriving next week. They have to raise the price on you now to secure the capital to restock later. If they don't, their tanks run dry and their businesses collapses. It's brutal to the consumer. It feels unfair, but it's actually how the global market actually operates to keep the supply chain moving. Okay, so prices have to adjust based on the global market. But why does this price change always happen on a Tuesday? It's not a coincidence. It's not about local gas stations colluding with each other. It's about the Philippine fuel prices are heavily tied to a benchmark called MOPS, or the mean of Platts, Singapore.
Paano nga ba itinatakda ang presyo ng gasolina sa Pilipinas? 100% ng langis na ibinebenta sa Pilipinas ay binibili ng mga oil company sa ibang bansa. Naka-record sa mga price index ang presyo sa lahat ng bentahan sa buong mundo. Ang Pilipinas ginagamit ang Singapore Platts Index. Kinukuha ang average price ng mga bentahan at yan ang magiging batayan ng presyo ng langis.
Think of MOPS as the stock market for Asian oil. Every drop of gas you buy is essentially priced by traders in Singapore. And just like the New York Stock Exchange, this Asian oil market only trades Monday through Friday. When the market closes on a Friday evening, the trading week is over. Over the weekend, oil companies sit down and calculate the average trading price from the previous 5 days on Monday. They look at the new average and officially announce the new price to the Department of Energy and the public. Then they wait. They hold off until Tuesday morning until right at 6 a.m. to actually change the physical numbers on the signs and the pump. So why do they wait until Tuesday? It's built in a 24-hour warning system for the consumer. If a massive price hike is announced on a Monday afternoon, drivers have the rest of the day and night to go fill up the cheaper rate. If prices are dropping, you know to hold off until Tuesday morning to get the discount. It's a structured, predictable cycle built around a Singaporean trading week. So we are at the mercy of global markets, Middle Eastern wars, and Singaporean trading benchmarks. Is there anything the Philippine government can actually do to lower the price right now? The answer is yes. There is a massive lever they can pull. Under the train law, the government slaps a fixed excise tax on every single liter of fuel. It's a flat rate that you pay no matter what the global price of oil is doing. If lawmakers decide things are getting too out of hand, they can pass an emergency suspension of this tax. If they do that, it cuts the price at the pump instantly. We're talking an immediate guaranteed drop of exactly 10 pesos per liter for gasoline and 6 pesos per liter for diesel. By suspending the fuel excise tax, the government basically eats the cost to protect the public. It acts as an artificial shield. It cushions the blow for everyday drivers. Sure, but do you think they could cut off money that they can put in their maletas? But more importantly, it helps logistic companies, delivery trucks, and public transport. By directly lowering the cost of moving goods around the country, it stops the domino effect of inflation dead in its tracks. It keeps your groceries from getting more expensive. The price you pay at the pump isn't arbitrary. It's the end result of a massive complex machine involving geopolitical chokepoints in the Middle East, legal inventory buffers, and the ruthless math of replacement economics, and the opening and closing bells of regional trading weeks. The war might be half a world away, but its economic shockwave travels through the system and hits your wallet every single Tuesday. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.